What's going on, everybody? Jack back here with another Head beer review. Today we've got beer from Flying Dog. This is their Guard Dog. This is right there, Biere De Garde. So this is their spring seasonal. It's the take on the traditional French style Biere De Garde, which would be the French equivalent of a saison in Belgium. So it's brewed in the winter months for consumption during the summer. Some are bottom fermented, some are top fermented. I believe this is an ale, but never had one of these. But I'm excited to try it. I've also got the Biere de Mars from New Belgium and the Oro de Calabaza from Jolly Pumpkin. So I'm not going to do these ones in a row, but I'm excited to try those too and see how they differ. But let's just go ahead and get into this. All right, normal Flying Dog comment. On the bottle it says, "Oui, oui, insert dirty French laugh here. Biere de Garde is a traditional French farmhouse ale brewed in March for drinking during the spring and summer months. Like another great French tradition, surrender your taste buds to Garde Dog's toasty aroma and spicy malt sweetness. Wee wee, ha ha ha." 5.5 alcohol per volume and 27. This obviously was not brewed in March since it was released in February, but so we can get it poured. Alright, so we got this one poured, and as you can see, that's got a crazy foamy head. 3 fingers right there, and you can see how fluffy it is. It was bottle conditioned. I poured a little bit of the yeast in there, but not too much. I left some in the bottom. This one has a crazy amount of carbonation. You guys can't see this right now, but there's no laser etching in the bottom of this, and this just has an insane amount of bubbles coming out from the bottom. And a good ring of bubbles around the bottom right here. It's got a beautiful golden color. When it was first poured, it was crystal clear, almost like a Pilsner, maybe a little bit darker. And now it's got a beautiful orangey gold color. And the head's sticking around a little bit. It's kind of thick and soapy towards the top, and then finer bubbles towards the bottom where the carbonation is coming up. But it looks like it's going to have pretty good lacing, and I'm really interested to try this one. It looks really good, though. Yeah, I mean, playing off the Belgian saison, this one's got kind of a spicy, yeasty aroma. It smells really sweet too, like some sweet malt. No hops to speak of at all. Not super complicated on the head, but it smells kind of like a Belgian, kind of like a spicy Belgian, with a good amount of sweet malt in it. It smells really interesting. As you can see, the head's gone down a considerable amount, but let's go ahead and give this one a taste. Cheers. Actually, the taste is surprisingly fruity. I'm assuming that the fruity yeasty esters, but I'm not getting as much of the spiciness in the taste as I was in the smell. But definitely some fruitiness. Not necessarily citric, but maybe like a banana, like a clove, those kind of things. And then it's finishing out kind of sweet. And the sweetness is kind of lingering on your tongue a little. It's a pretty light body on this one, and it's got a crazy amount of carbonation, like I was saying before. Kind of helps to cleanse the palate a little bit, but this one's just really smooth and refreshing. I want to sit on this one for a little bit longer, and I'm going to give you guys my final verdict. Alright guys, I'm back with my final thoughts with for the Guard Dog from Flying Dog. This is a really interesting brew. It's got a lot of aspects like a saison and some like a hefeweizen. So I think it's a good mix between the two of those. Definitely leaning more towards the Belgian side, but it's really fruity and estery. It's got a nice malt sweetness. And I mean, like you can see how hazy it is. I went ahead and poured the rest of the yeast in. So just like their wit beer or wit, whatever you want to call it, and hefeweizens, and it's got some good malt sweetness too, and all those ones. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go with a B on this one. I'm gonna go with an 83. I think it's really interesting. It's not super complicated, but as far as the spring seasonal goes, this is a really good beer, and I think it's worth picking up at least for trying once, just to see something new. I don't think that there's many breweries out there brewing in the Biere de Garde style, so it's worth picking out. At least one, just to try it out. But so this has been Guard Dog for me. Check me out on Twitter. Go ahead and subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in another beer review. Cheers.